Are you ready? Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down! Degeneration! You think you can tell me what to do? You know who you're talking to? Well, you better get used to the way the ball bounces. I see what you got in measures and ounces, but that's a break, boy. Yeah.
Let's fucking go, baby. Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cope. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Stoked to be here to talk about some UFC Vegas Fight Night 56. Volkov, which is, and Rozenstruik, which will throw down in the heavyweight division. My man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, will be here shortly to talk about some fights as well. Firstly, I'd like to thank some sponsors of the show. First sponsor I'd like to thank is Melon Brand Hats. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Brian McDonald, one of the co-founders, came up with in high school. And he talked about how we'd have a hat line unlike anything else. And he sure as shit came through with exactly that. They have stuff that are waterproof. Some are lumberjack material. Some are camo. John Hunter Nemechek, sponsored by them. Michael Chandler, Phil Mickelson used to be, and a bunch of other really, really good people. So just like to thank the Melon Brand Hats for their support as always. Secondly, I'd like to thank FokaiStuff.com. It's FOKAI. It's Guamillion gear. My boy Rome, he came up with his Island Vibe wear. They have hats, beanies, baby blankets, fanny packs, doormats, all kinds of cool stuff. So make sure you go over there and give those Islanders some love, because all the proceeds go to all the Islanders over there from Guam, and really, really does help them a lot. And thirdly, I'd like to thank Spliff Seeds Amsterdam. It's FPLIFF Seeds. I don't know why the website is not loading right now, but still like to shout out SPLIFF Seeds Amsterdam for all of their continued support. Like to also shout out Stony Tark's top tips on growing cannabis. That featuring one of my plants, the lemon cream Kush female that Spliff Seeds he graciously gifted me to grow and to show them all what it's all about. So thank you so much to them. And then last but not least, I'd like to thank Sua Law Group. It's my boy Brandon Sua and his law firm. And there's a bunch of really, really good people. They do family law, criminal defense, and personal injury. Between criminal defense and personal injury, I know a lot about experiences with them, and they've been just an absolute phenomenal firm when it came to just keeping you like closely informed on your case, and then also being there and so the crooked DA or other cases if you're doing personal injury that the insurance agencies aren't really screwing you. So shout out to Brandon Sua. He's the one that sponsors us to make StreamYard, this new platform, possible. So really, really can't thank him enough for just always supporting me and our endeavors. My man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, is here in the mix. How are you, my man, Mr. B?
I'm good, dog. I'm good. First off,
so stoked to see you, dude.
I got that fresh face now. Yay!
Look at that background. Look at that background that Mr. B has for you. He's looking sharp, clean as a whistle.
Yes,
look at that dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know. I mean, have you always been this handsome, or is just this sharper than you look like Denzel? Look like Denzel Washington over there.
Oh, damn.
Mr. B came out of the hospital looking shinier than a new diamond, baby. But stoked to have you here, Mr. B, and we'll talk about some UFC Fight Night, Volkov versus Rozenstruik, which should have some good fights. There's a lot of fights on this card, Humpy.
Yeah, man. A lot of interesting matchups here. Some crazy bets. But yeah, really good card, man. Really good card. It's kind of like all right. Yeah, there's some good matchups on there. It's kind of iffy. Yeah. Some people don't like it, but fights are fights, man. And some of these fights are going to be some fun ones, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And so I'm going to try to I'm going to remove this real fast. I'm going to restream it because I want to screen share. I want to screen share my whole screen. 1 second.
Sure, man.
Let's do this. Screen share. Okay, cool. So the UFC Fight Night Volkov versus Rozenstruik, which will be featured in the heavyweight main event, which will be 5 rounds. Should be a good one, but we're going to start at the bottom of the card. The first fight of the night should be an absolute good one. We have Aaron Blanchfield taking on JJ Aldrich. First and foremost, we have Aaron Blanchfield, who's 8-1. She's nicknamed Cold Blooded. She is 23 years young. She's 5'4" with a 68-inch reach. She's on a 5-fight win streak, fighting out of New York, where my boy B dwells from. So shout out to New York and the Bronx. She last fought Miranda Maverick, and she won a unanimous decision. It was kind of the battle of the prospects there. And then she took on Sarah Alpar, and she won a unanimous decision as well. This girl has got a lot going for her, man. She is really well-rounded. She's a BJJ black belt. Like I said, 23 years young. Her hands are developing. Like I said, she's so young that it's hard to say like she has everything she needs. But she's taking on a veteran here, JJ Aldrich, who's 11-4-4. She's 29 years old herself. She's 5'4" with a 67.5-inch reach. She's on a 3-fight win streak, fighting out of Denver, Colorado at elevation. So she has a really good cardio when it comes to that. But this girl's been around the mix for a long time, and she's been in the UFC for a while now. Fought Invicta, fought the Ultimate Fighter, season 23. She's been all over the place. She last took on Jillian Robertson, another good ground specialist. She won a unanimous decision there. I actually had Jillian Robertson there, and I to be fair, JJ Aldrich showed up and looked amazing in that bout, Humpy.
Yeah, man. Really nullified the takedown attempts and just kept it standing. Beat her in her weakness. Yeah.
So sucked that we lost that bet, but JJ Aldrich really showed up, and she ended up showing like she's always had good boxing. She's a southpaw. She's got a good straight left. This is a tough one for me to judge in the sense because the odds makers have the odds at a crazy price. Aaron Blanchfield has a negative 500 on 5 dimes right now. Plus 400 comeback for JJ Aldrich, who's the veteran. I always have a rule here on Cope's Corner that I go dog or pass when it comes to such a big number like that. And it's hard for me to bet on Aaron Blanchfield at negative 500. It just wouldn't make sense. But I like JJ Aldrich to win a decision here. I'm going to pick it, but I do like Aaron Blanchfield as a person and a fighter, and I do think she is very well rounded, and she will show up in the future.
That's who you got. So you got JJ Aldrich.
I'm going JJ Aldrich by decision, but I love Aaron Blanchfield, so it hurts me. But fuck, bro,
taking Aaron on this one, man. I'm taking Aaron on this one. I think Aaron's gonna. JJ is gonna look to try to stick and move on Aaron. I think Aaron's gonna set her up to get these takedown attempts. Aaron is a little bully, and we understand this. And I think she's gonna go in there. She's gonna strike. She's gonna get her hands on JJ. I don't think JJ is gonna keep a pace where Aaron is not gonna be able to grab her. And if Aaron gets a lock on her, it's trouble. It's trouble, man. So I'm looking for her to get there, get a hold, and work on the ground. Aaron's also not bad in the stand-up either. She got a nasty head kick. She knocked out who was it, Victoria Leonardo a little while back.
Shout out Justin
Brought
L.
a couple people there. Yeah, what's up, Just? Yeah, man, and she got really good top position, heavy at the top position. And those takedowns, her ground and pound ability is pretty strong too, man. So I think Aaron Blanchfield is going to get the opportunity to put those to the test there, man.
Yeah, sure. and I agree too. But the negative 500 is what scares me. It's
just the bet. The line is a little steep. Yeah,
it's a little disrespectful for someone like JJ Aldrich, who's been in the mix with a lot of good fighters, and she just showed up versus Jillian Robertson and looked phenomenal. Yeah. So it's hard for me just to shit on her and just to totally count her out at all. But
right. I feel you. It's gonna be a good fight though. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than what people think.
Yeah, the negative 500 I don't like. If it was negative 200 Aaron Blanchfield, then I would like Aaron Blanchfield, but I just can't go that far on Aaron Blanchfield that she's a negative 500. Just seems a little bit steep, but no bet here for me. I'm not betting this one, obviously. So it's at negative 500, I can't do it. It's JJ Aldrich's decision. I have to do that, and we'll see. Later next week. exactly what happens. But
For
the
sure,
next
for
fight
sure.
of the night we have is Andre Michailidis versus Renat Fakharov. That was terrible. Can you say that better, B? I know you can.
Renat Fakhretdinov. There you go, Fakhretdinov.
Yeah, that was way better than me. So shout
Renat
out to B for that one.
Fakhretdinov.
I appreciate all you guys here tuning in live for me and Mr. B shooting the shit, talking about UFC Vegas 56. We really can't thank you all enough. And, you too, Justin L., especially from Vancouver, tuning in with your crazy little YouTube name. But B, you want to break down this one first, B?
All right, cool, man. Andreas Michailidis versus Renat Fakhretdinov. First off, we gotta talk about this because this is gonna be at 170. Michailidis is moving down weight. Um,
Oh yeah, that's right.
he was a big boy before, and
That's
he
right.
moved down to 185, and now he's moving down to here to 170. So really impressive, man. Andreas Michailidis, the Spartan, 33 years old. From a middleweight, 6 foot tall with the 75-inch reach out of Athens, Greece. Currently riding that one fight losing streak where he lost to the Terror, Alex Pereira. That was his last fight. That was back in last year, November. He lost by a flying knee KO in round 2. Before that, he beat KB Bullard by unanimous decision. He lost to Modestas Bukauskas. Round 1, he quit on the stool there a little bit. 2020, that was back in July 2020. Before that, that was his last fight in the regional was Ari Marcel Santos, where he knocked him out in round 1. Michailidis is a kickboxer. He's a really strong kickboxer. Where he fought Pereira, he tried to wrestle Pereira. Pereira, he's still trying to find his way as far as mixed martial arts go. So he kind of got wrestled, taken down a bit, gathered himself, was able to knock him out. Michailidis is not normally a wrestler. He mainly strikes. He's a good striker, good movement, power in his kicks and punches. That man will throw something vicious all the time, anytime. And that's what makes this fight really, really interesting to watch, man. Got good movement, good defense. You can't catch him slipping a little bit, but for the most part, his defense is pretty good. He goes against this guy in Russia by the name of Renat Fakhretdinov, who was 20-2. As I said, the Gladiator.
What up, T?
30 years old, 6 foot. You don't got to reach on here. Let me see something real quick because I pulled this real fast. Let me see if I can get it. Give me a minute.
It doesn't have the reach listed on Tapology. No, I dislike when
I'm on it.
No, I know you are. I know you're doing your thing.
I'm checking on the UFC.
I was filling in the space.
The UFC site real quick. They probably don't have it. Oh wow, they do have it. No, they don't have it. They don't have it. Damn it, they don't have it.
It's so sad. They sign a fighter and don't have pictures sometimes, and they don't have friggin' the reach and stuff. It's like
exactly. But he's currently riding a 6-fight win streak. Russia. His foundation style is Kudo, which is a kind of odd style martial art almost, but also involves some grappling. Pretty dope. But he's on a 6-fight win streak. Last person he fought was back in January of 2021, so he's been out for like a year and some months. He fought Eric Spicely. He beat Spicely, MMA veteran, former UFC fighter. He's been almost everywhere. Beat him in 55 seconds of round 1. Johnny Carlos, he beat by unanimous decision back in 2019. Albert Yuda and Vladimir Megovic. He beat one guy by submission in round 1. And TKO'd another guy in 1:09 of round 1. From some of the fights that I've seen, he's your typical standard Russian fighter. He's a beast though. Mm-hmm. A lot of pressure. Changes levels pretty quickly. Dangerous on the feet though. So you don't really get a good feel on when he's gonna strike or when he's gonna grapple, but his style is so awkward. I think it's gonna make for yeah, it's gonna make for an interesting fight because Michailidis is so aggressive. I don't think Michailidis is gonna look to try to wrestle this guy. I think he's gonna look more for the power punches, attempt to strike and try to counter strike. But the big thing here is that Michailidis is carrying a lot of power moving down weight, and he looked good at the weigh-ins. I want to say he can do it. He can get it done, but my nervousness of the Russian fighter always gives me goosebumps, man. So as much as I like Michailidis, I'm gonna go with the debut in Fakhretdinov.
Oh man, yeah, it's this is a tough one because Andre Michailidis is dropping down weight so far. You wonder. Renat has some really good ground game, of course, being a Russian, but he has good entries, good takedowns, good ground control, good kind of BJJ in general. They don't have his BJJ rank, but Andre Michailidis is a BJJ black belt himself, so it's not like he hasn't been there in situations on the ground that he's going to be put in, but. With this one here, the fact that Andre Michailidis has lost before, not just once, but twice to punches, or maybe knocked out. One flying knee by Pereira, and then punches to Vladimir Menivov, which just sounds like another Russian dude, Vladimir Meniv, in Fights Night Global 71. So, and then he got punched by Jason Butcher, also knocked him out. So he's been knocked out 3 times in his career. And so I do not like betting on guys that have been knocked out like that. But the size difference here is what worries me. But when you're dropped down on the ground and smothered for all of your life in all 3 rounds, I'm having a hard time seeing how Renat is going to pull it off here, because if he gets him down on the ground and smothers him, and Andre's best part of his game is his BJJ game, in my opinion. I feel like this is going to be one of those fights that there's going to be blood and it doesn't go the distance. And I see Renat being able to pull off a possible finish on the ground, TKO, KO, because I just don't trust Andre Michailidis' jaw. But we'll see next week. But Renat right now is a negative 270 favorite, so you got to throw $270. He's a negative 270 favorite, so you got to throw $270 to make 100, and then $100 on Andre Michailidis will make you $230 extra, and then you get your 100 back. So, do what you will. But me and B both kind of. It's hard to fade Renat, but we could be back here next week talking about Andre Michailidis ended up knocking out Renat, because we have not seen enough of the stand-up to really be sure. But the next fight of the night is going to be an absolute treat, in my opinion. And it is Jeff Molina takes on Zhalgas Zhumagulov. I'm going to let you jump into that one first, B.
Let's go. Jeff Molina, Zhalgas Zhumagulov.
Jefe.
What's up?
Our boy.
Yes, sir. Molina. Let's go. So we got Jeff Molina here, man. Yes, sir. El Jefe, 10-2.
Let's go.
24 years old, flyweight, man. 5'6" with the 69-inch reach. Representing that Missouri, that Glory MMA and Fitness. So you know who's in his corner. The James Krause. Yes, go. Yeah. Currently riding a 9-fight win streak. Last fight he had Daniel Da Silva. Beat Daniel Da Silva with a counter right to ground strikes. If you guys remember, that was the dude that was grappling. He had a crazy first round, but then that man, Molina, got right out on him, man. That was back in October of last year. Ayori Kileng, he fought him to unanimous decision. That was a pretty good fight. That was back in April. Jacob Silva, he won with a unanimous decision back in the Contender Series. And before that, when he was outside, FAC 2, Kenny Porter caught him with an arm triangle choke, 2 minutes, 38 seconds of round 2. If we got to go through the rest of the record, we understand this deal. He's only been submitted. Yeah, he's been submitted once and lost by a split decision in his actually in his entire career, which is crazy.
Yeah, his first pro bout.
His first pro fight. Yeah, his first pro fight, he got submitted. And his third pro fight, he got a split decision loss. So the come up has been real for Molina, man. Molina's a fast guy. Of course, all flyweights are, but he's fucking quick, man. He's quick on the hands, quick on the dodging, the level change ability, will snatch up a submission if it's possible. Under that James Krause rule, so you understand position before submission. Of course, you got nasty KOs. That boxing of his is pretty sleek, man. He's put some mofos out there, or rocked some mofos to get those submission opportunities. Really good fighter here. But he's going up against Zalgas Zumagulov. There you go. 14-6. How I got tongue-tied on that name. Oh, my God. But, yeah, man. Zako. This is the guy who put away George Rivera. Got rid of George Rivera. Sent that man away. That bum. No, not George Rivera. Is it George Rivera? He said no. Jerome Rivera. Wrong guy. Jerome.
Hey, that doesn't matter. He doesn't.
George Rivera's the OG. That's the OG. Yeah, Jorge Rivera. That's the OG. My bad.
Jerome Rivera didn't deserve any respect, so it doesn't matter.
Word. So Jerome Rivera, he sent him packing. Yep. That should have happened. But we got Zalgas, man. 33 years old, 5'4" with the 66-inch reach, representing that Kazakhstan. Haha. Yes, sir. Currently riding a 1-fight loss streak. Well, he lost to Manuel Kopp, where he got knocked out 4 minutes and 2 seconds in the first round. That was back in December of last year. He beat Jerome Rivera, with that guillotine choke after he snuck him. Caught him with that 2 minutes, 2 seconds in round 1. Amir Albazi lost unanimous decision back in the beginning of 2021. Juan Paiva lost unanimous decision in 2020, July. Ali Bagutinov, he beat by split decision. Tagir Ulanbekov, he beat by majority decision. Both of those guys have fought for the UFC. Tagir still signed. Tyson Nam, he beat Tyson Nam back in 2018. We can keep going through the record. I'm not doing that. We got time here. We need time. So Zalgas can box. Zalgas can kick. Zalgas got nasty leg kicks. But his bread and butter are his hands. He has a sneaky jiu-jitsu game, sneaky submissions. But the output and the constant movement of Zalgas is problematic for a lot of people. You got to halt that man's movement because he moves pretty damn well. With a guy like Manal Kopp took advantage and just, you know what I mean, just beat him a little bit with that explosive ability that he has. Jeff Molina got to try to match that pace and then outwork Zalgas to get the win here. If not, he's going to be drowning in a high level of strikes, man. Because Zalgas don't play around. Zalgas will be all up in your face. He'll keep that pressure going. Axe Paiva, he'll be there. So Molina, don't try to box it too much. Level change it. Keep that man guessing. Find your opportunity. Either you carry it to the decision or you get a finish. But I'm riding with Molina on this one, man. I'm riding with Molina. Mike, the mic.
Sorry. The thing here, you broke that down very good. Thank you, B. You broke that down great. With this here, Zalgas is going to be just a little bit undersized, and it's gonna show in the scrambling and the transitions and all that stuff. Jeff Molina was lucky enough to go train with Brandon Moreno, Assassin Baby, and get some rolls in. And so he's going to be ready for all the scrambling and all the stuff and the cardio that he's going to need to make sure that he defeats Zalgas, in my opinion. Right now, they have Jeff Molina at a -180 favorite on the money line and a +158 comeback for Zalgas. In the chat, T Money, former producer of the MMA for Money show that I was on, he likes Molina by the decision, and I also think that that's actually a good play. I like Molina, period. So whether it's the -180 money line you throw down or the Molina by decision, I think is actually a good bet because these guys are going to be scrambling. I don't really see. I mean, that's why the reason why I don't like picking props always is because the size. Possibly Molina could possibly get a finish, but I think that this is going to go 3 rounds, and like T thinks that a plus 140 is Molina wins by decision. That's not bad as well. But just to be safe, I'm
Yeah.
going 1.8 units on Jeff Molina money line just to make sure that if he gets this done in distance or on the decision, I'm just going to throw down the straight money line. He opened up as a negative 200 favorite. He got dropped down to a negative 180, so he's lost 20 cents to the dollar. So I like the little bit of value on him. I like Jeff Molina. I like James Krause. You know, if you listen here, me and B are very high on James Krause affiliates, and he always has them fight IQ ready, and he has their cardio ready. And plus, Hell Jefe is a Mexican fighter, so he's got that gas tank that he's going to need to make sure that he comes through and get the W. So we'll be back here next week to talk about who won that fight. But let's go El Jefe. The next fight of the night, we have Tony Gravely's taking on Johnny Munoz Jr. Tony Gravely is 22-7. He's 30 years old. He's 5'5" with a 69-inch reach. He's on a one-fight win streak, fighting out of ATT, Florida, which is one of the best camps, in my opinion, because they get so many roles with so many other people. Mike Brown's one of the coaches there. Obviously George Masvidal, Dustin the Diamond Poirier, and a bunch of other great savages over there to pick their brains and to roll with. Tony Gravely took on Simon Oliveira, and he won by unanimous decision. And then he lost to Nate Maness, counter hook to ground strikes round 2, and then he beat Anthony Burchak left hook to hammer fist round 2. So Tony Gravely, I'm not really impressed with his striking. His wrestling is his primary way to get things done. He's a purple belt in BJJ, which is, like I said, his best attribute to me. I'm not high on him just at all, other than he's got decent wrestling. But he's taken on Johnny Munoz Jr. He was 11-1. He's 29 years young. He's 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. He's on a one-fight win streak. Fighting in Norco, Cali. Shout out to California, baby, where I'm from. He last took on Jamie Simmons, won by rear naked choke round 2 at UFC 265, Lewis versus Gane. Then he took on Nate Maness himself, and he lost a unanimous decision. But that was his first fight pretty much ever that he took on anyone with some experience. And he won all 3 rounds with Nate Maness, who's shown to be a pretty good little challenger. But Johnny Munoz Jr., dude, is no joke in the sense. I believe he's a BJJ black belt. He fires really good kicks from both legs, right and left, from both sides. He fires kicks. I believe he likes to stand southpaw, and he can switch stances. And so I really like Johnny Munoz Jr. here, who's taking on Tony Gravely. I think that his BJJ game is going to be better than Tony Gravely's is. I think that his wrestling Tony Gravely's won't be good enough to counteract Johnny Munoz Jr.'s just all-around game, especially with the striking. I feel like he can overwhelm Tony Gravely here and actually get a possible finish. If Tony Gravely doesn't show up, like sometimes he doesn't like to show up, he could end up getting drowned here by Johnny Munoz Jr. He opened up at a plus 130 underdog. He's at a plus 110 underdog right now on 5 dimes, and I'm going 1 unit on Johnny Munoz Jr. to get it done versus Tony Gravely. And so what do you have to say about this fight, B?
This is a good fight.
Very good.
And I got to say that at first, when I wanted to pick this fight, I wanted to pick Munoz. I wanted to. I was itching to pick Munoz. The fact is, though, not really a big thing to me, somewhat, because it depends on what you've done with that time. He hasn't fought a lot during the time of now in 2020. He's fought not much. It's kind of like a fight a year. Yeah. So I kind of worry a little bit on what he's picked up, what he's done during that time. While Gravely's been a lot more active, I do, you know what I mean? Wonder a little bit. Hey, what up, old school? Young blood. Nah, man, but yeah, I was a little worried about it. Now, Munoz's jiu-jitsu skills are pretty good. His kicks are pretty good. His overall stand-up is not bad. It's really polished, and I think he could give Gravely trouble on the feet. It's going to come down to Gravely using that wrestling. I like my wrestlers.
Well, I do
And I
too.
think
You know I
Gravely
do.
can get things together. The only problem is this is Tony Gravely we're talking about. And Tony Gravely's been getting caught a little bit. He got a little chink in his armor there. He's been caught quite a bit. And Munoz got the ability to catch him lacking. But I think Gravely has a little bit more experience here. I think he's gonna come in there and look to work Munoz. Try to stand up and get the feel, and then go into that wrestling mode. And try to work Munoz a little bit. Now, I think this all mainly depends, though, on what Munoz has picked up during the time off. You know what I mean? But I'm going to lean more towards Gravely on this one.
Yeah, that's fine. But like I said, the odds makers have this right, pretty much a pick 'em down the pipe, and Johnny Munoz Jr.'s got the plus money, and I love plus money, especially versus a guy. I mean, the size difference is going to be tremendous. I mean, if you look at them at the weigh-ins, Tony Gravely did not look like he was very confident, and that's also why I'm firing. I like to look at the confidence factor at the weigh-ins, and if you go look at the weigh-ins today, Munoz Jr. looked way more confident than Tony Gravely did when they looked each other in the eye, mano a mano. So next week we'll be me and B talking shit to each other about who was right about this fight. So tune in for that war that will go on next week. It'll be worth it just in itself. So with that said, I like when B doesn't agree with me, because like I said, I don't need him to always.
Yeah, he gets to jump over here. Yeah, he's gonna jump on me and be like, "I told you, fool."
We shall see. I might be wrong, but I'm down to put the money on money where my mouth is, and I like the plus money there, especially because he's just outsizing Gravely a lot, and then the wrestling. I mean, I just feel like he can shut down the wrestling, and then if he does land a strike, Tony Gravely is not the dude for you to be relying on. He'll El Quite in the second or third round, and you'll be really, really pissed. But the next fight of the night should be a good one. It's Benoit Saint Denis versus Nicholas Stolze. I will let you jump into it first, B.
All right. Now we got another fight here with two folks who are moving down weight. Benoit Saint Denis and Nicholas Stolze moving from 170 to 155. Now, before we get into these little stats here, let's talk about Benoit Saint Denis. If you guys don't remember Benoit's last fight, he got beat up. Beat up bad, man. Alessi Dos Santos, remember? Yep. Tore that man up. God of War, Benoit Saint Denis, man. 26 years old, 5'11", 73-inch reach, representing France. Out of Wolverine Team Elite. Currently riding that one fight loss, which was his debut here. Against Elizeu Zaleski, Dos Santos, of course, back in 267, where that man should have stopped at the second round. I don't know how he managed to gather the strength to continue the fight to a decision. I don't know what the hell the ref was on. I don't know what his corner was on, but it happened. And he did come out strong in the third round, but damn, he could have stopped. But before that fight, that was back in October, yeah. He fought this guy named Alcatz Ramos, where he caught him with an arm triangle 3 minutes and some seconds into round one. That was back in August of last year. Luan Santiago, he beat on Brave. Arm triangle choke, 351, round two. That was back in March. Mario Said, he beat him a minute 49, round two. That was back in 2020. Another guy he caught with a knee bar. That was also in January. The guy's a kickboxer. Frenchmen, most of the French fighters are kickboxers. We know this. Rogan, Manon Fiorot.
Well, they ain't wrestlers.
OG Czech Congo. They mainly are kickboxers. They're kickboxers. They style a little bit with some jiu-jitsu, a little bit. The rarity is a someone out of France there with the wrestling ability. It's a rarity when you see them, but when you do see them, you know what I mean? It's like seeing a leprechaun or a four-leaf clover. You know what I mean? It's crazy. He's going up against Green Mask Nicholas Stolze, 12-5. 29 years old, 6'1" with a 75-inch reach, out of Schonbeck, Germany. Currently riding a 2-fight losing streak. And mainly he's a kickboxer as well. So that's why they have this matchup. Currently losing that 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Jared Gooden. Unfortunately, poor Jared Gooden got cut by the UFC. But he got knocked out by him 1 minute and 8 seconds in round 1. That was back in July of last year. Ramzan Amif before that beat him by unanimous decision back in 2020. He was regionally. He got a unanimous decision back in April of 2019. Got TKO, I think it was, in 3 minutes 43 seconds in round 1. That was back in February 2019. Then he had 2 rear naked chokes, back-to-back rear nakeds, back in 2018. This is just gonna be a pretty solid stand-up war between these two guys. It's gonna be even. I think it's like an even playing field for both these dudes because both of these guys are kind of like they're almost like in the same balance of where they should be at right now. Like
the odds makers have it pretty close to an even. It's negative 153 for Benoit Saint Denis. Nicholas Stoltzov is a plus 133 favorite or underdog.
Yeah.
But Denise opened up at a negative 275 favorite B, and the public has just steamed Nicholas Stoltzov down, who was a plus 235, and now he's a negative plus 133, like I said. So Nicholas Stoltzov started out as a bigger underdog and then got steamed down to what he's at, which is kind of scary. Either they see or know something we don't, or they're gonna get rolled this weekend with money.
I think they're gonna get rolled, man. Not for nothing. Dos Santos tore this man Saint Denis's body up.
Taught him a lesson.
Bad. You don't think Stolze is gonna kick this man to the body the same exact way? Like Stolze has been a 170 dude for a minute. And the fact he managed to cut this 155 pretty easy, look cool about it, bro. I don't like Saint Denis, man. I'm not. I know that the French kickboxing skills are gonna be in prime form, but Stolze has been sitting here for a minute fighting some of the more solid talent in the UFC. And damn, I just think that he's gonna get that, man. I think Stolze may pick up the win here, man. I think so. Yeah,
I think that the Saint Denis soul got taken when he fought EDS, and like if you go back and look at the beating he took for all the rounds that he did, he just is not going to be the same dude, and he's not going to be able to bully around Nicholas Stoltzov either, the German who's 6'1" and 75-inch reach, who's bigger, longer. Other than the one knockout loss from Jared Gooden, he hasn't had any other knockouts or any other finishes, but he's been finished. He's lost unanimous decision to Ramazan Emiv, like you said, and that's a talented guy. So like you could see how that could happen if you get grinded out for 3 rounds and you can't strike. Benoit Saint Denis, man, I don't see how they opened up at a negative 275 favorite, and that's why the public steamed Nicholas Stolze down. This one here is a little bit iffy for me, but I think that I like Nicholas Stoltzov here. I think that I like the underdog money, and I'd be throwing it down on him if I was to bet it. So good breakdown on that one, B. The next fight of the night is, let's see.
Yeah.
Damon Jackson takes on Daniel Argueta. I'm going to let you jump on that one first, B.
Yeah, I'm hyped for this one.
Nice.
Oh, shit. I'm hyped for this one, man. We got Megamind, man. Damon Jackson versus Daniel Argueta. I don't care how good in jiu-jitsu this man is. That man's head shape is ridiculous, man. But let's get into it, yo. We got the man, the leech, Damon Jackson. There's only one leech I know, and that's Liu Jingliang.
I know. How dare you? How dare you?
Damon Jackson. But Damon Jackson's out here,
man. How dare
man.
you leech his name?
Word. Hot. 24-1, man. 33 years old, 5'11" with the 73-inch reach. Representing that Dallas, Texas, and that Fortis MMA. Let's go. Currently riding a 2-fight win streak, man. Damon Jackson been up in LFA. He tried out for the PFL. Man's up in the UFC. And he's doing his thing, man. Last win he had against Kenwella Kirk. I thought Kirk was going to beat him. Man turned it up back in March. Got that arm triangle choke, 4 minutes, 42 seconds in round 1. He fought Charles Rosa. Charles Rosa, you've been such a freaking letdown. I don't know what the hell's going on, Charles. But he lost by unanimous decision. He beat Charles Rosa, I mean. unanimous decision. That was back in October of last year. Ilya Tuporia put that man down and out back in December of 2020. But he slept Mirsad Bektik in one of the most craziest turnaround fights I've seen in a minute. Because I don't know how Mirsad Bektik, Mirsad, he caught him with a guillotine choke, 1 minute 21 seconds of round 3.
What
That
up,
was back
JR?
in September. Mauro Charlotte, that was in LFA, rear naked choke, 2 minutes 11 seconds, round 1. What Damon Jackson lacks in stand up, he makes up for in that jiu-jitsu prowess. This man can tie you up with them long ass lanky limbs and manage to pull out some crazy submissions, man. Whether it's a guillotine choke, an arm bar, freaking head and arm choke, whatever you need, he'll manage to pull it out, man. He's a little funky on the feet, but he's managed to work behind a solid, good jab, throw his straight hand punches, and get a little bit in the tie-up situation, throwing a couple good knees. He's taking his elevation to his striking a lot more serious than in the previous times beforehand. I guess, when you're on the big stage, man, you gotta step your game up. But he's going up against the undefeated Daniel Argueta. Argueta, if you guys remember, was on Tough. If I remember, yeah, he was on Tough. Yes, the determined Daniel Argueta.
Yep, he was.
Representing Jackson Wink, 5'7". My fault. 28 years old, 5'7", 70-inch reach. Representing Orlando Park, Illinois. Coming out of that Jackson Wink, as we said. Wrestles, got a little bit of judo. That man don't play. He fought Diego Silva back at LFA 131. That was back in May. Won that split decision. Marion Santos, that's the one I had watched. Where he won 2 minutes and 40 seconds in round 3. That was back in February of this year. Ronnie Maldana, he beat by armbar back in last year, 2021. October, there you go. He fought Ricky Tercios. That's when he lost that fight on Tough. But other than that, he rolled down a pretty solid streak because I just said it. He was undefeated, man. Damn. But he has really good wrestling. He could strike pretty well. His boxing is pretty solid. It's nothing like crazy, but he knows how to sneak in certain punches and apply the level change. The level change is going to be very crucial, especially if he can lock down Damon Jackson from using his limbs. If he can manage to get somewhere in that mount, I wouldn't even say like a half mount. You got to get in the mount. Either get in the mount or take Damon Jackson's back to apply a lot of pressure on there and beat him up. Piece him up a little bit. Don't get tangled up in Damon Jackson's nonsense. I think Argueta is going to get an opportunity here to show the world what he's about, man.
Oh, shit.
And I want to think that Argueta is going to get it done.
Holy shit.
It's a very dangerous game, though, when you're playing against Damon Jackson, though. Because Argueta is not like the super power puncher where he's going to go in and sneak shots and put this man to sleep instantly. So Damon's got a way to wrap shit up. But I'm going to go with Daniel here, man. I'm going to go with Daniel. I'm going to believe in Daniel Argueta, man. He's moving up to 145 here, so that energy's going to be out there, man. So we're going to see how it goes. But I'm going to take Daniel Argueta here.
Oh, you crazy. You crazy, people. We'll see.
I'm walling.
Right now, the odds makers, they have Damon Jackson a negative 500 favorite, a net 550 favorite on 5 dimes, plus 425 comeback for Daniel Argueta. So I don't know what that would be. He got some good medicine at the doctor's when he was some morphine drip. I get the morphine drip still in B. I don't know what's gotten into him. So the thing is that Daniel Argueta, like you said, great wrestling, great control. When the guys are smaller than him, he had a problem with Ricky Tercios, who was not very. I mean, he's very good, Ricky Tercios. So don't get me wrong, very well rounded, but he's very thin. And if you're gonna hold someone down, you should be able to hold him down if that's your game. And he wasn't able to do that with Ricky Tercios. With this fight here, Damon Jackson's gonna be even bigger. He's 5'11". Versus 5'7", 73-inch reach for 70-inch reach. I feel like this is a lot for Daniel Argueta to take in the sense of like, dude, if Jamin Jackson shuts down his wrestling at all, I feel like he's gonna be absolutely fucked. And that's what I think the odds makers you have, the odds at where they're at. I just don't like it. Like I said, if Trishos could end up battling and getting a decision of victory over Daniel Argueta, I just don't see how Damon Jackson cannot. But do not parlay him. Do not do none of that stupid shit and bet your whole house on this type of fight right here. Those odds are a little bit crazy, and you don't need to jump in the those type.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't mess with no parlay on this card, man.
Yeah.
Don't do that shit.
Parlays,
Unless you're sure.
Parlays are meant to be broken. There's always one that's gonna end up getting you. But with that said, that's my best breakdown with that one.
J.R. Gomez, you got jokes, dog. He said, "Thank God my boy shaved his face."
I know. That's one of my best buddies. I've known since I was since Pony Baseball. We were like 9 years old. That's when I met him. So yeah, he's hilarious. He's actually a comedian, so he's funny. But yeah, that's about all he's good at. He gets his ass whooped at golf and all kinds of other things when it comes to horseshoes, anything else he wants to get whooped at. So, but he is funny. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, being live with me and Mr. B shooting the shit. I can't thank y'all enough for making the show what it is. The next fight of the night is Joe Selecki takes on Alex De Silva. Alex De Silva is 21-3. Calls himself Lecco, not like Lego, but Lecco. He's 26 years young, 5'8" with a 73-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak. He last took on Brad Riddell, and he lost a unanimous decision. And Brad Riddell, mind you, is one of the best strikers from down under over there at City Kickboxing, and I believe he also trains a Tiger Muay Thai, but I could be wrong on that one. But either way, Brad Riddell is a really decorated striker, and he's got a good wrestling game and takedown defense at that. So to lose a bout to Brad Riddell, isn't that big of a deal. But that was in 2020. That's the last time that he took on had a fight. He had a fight scheduled in 2021 with Devontae Smith, and it got canceled. I believe he had a knee injury, and then that's what's taken him out this long. Correct, V? Do you know?
Who?
Alex De Silva had a knee injury, and that's why he's been out for 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
okay.
I think that's why it happened.
I'm pretty sure that's what I read in the news. But either way, so he had a knee injury, and that's the only reason why he hasn't been active. Other than that, I mean, he has one guillotine choke that I really don't like, and that's versus Alexander Yokolov. But that Alexander Yokolov is huge, jacked, crazy, freaking 6'3", way too big for the weight class. I kind of call that one a fluke in the sense, but Alex De Silva is a monster when it comes to striking and his all around game. Obviously from Brazil, he's really good on the ground as well. I don't have his BJJ ranked; it wasn't listed anywhere, but the odds makers open this one up on Alex De Silva at a plus 205. He's a plus 144. Joe Selecki is now a negative 170, negative 150 actually on 5 dimes for Alex De Silva. Let's see, Joe Selecki. We got him here. 1 second. Joe Selecki is 11-3. He's 28 years old, 5'9" with a 70.5-inch reach, fighting out of Washington, North Carolina. He last took on Jared Gooden, and he lost a split decision. Jared Gooden, as a veteran of the UFC, has been doing this for a while now, and he should be outskilling, outpacing a guy that's a little bit younger than him. But Joe Selecki is a BJJ black belt under John Hassett. Dude's really, really skilled when it comes to going on the ground. That's his best attribute. And so with this one here, if he doesn't get it down on the ground, I just feel like he could possibly be in for a rude awakening on the feet. B, what do you think about this fight?
This is a good fight. This is a really good firefight here. Between these two. Silva does have a really strong jiu-jitsu background. But there is a problem. There is a big problem.
Uh-oh.
You're going up against Joe Selecki. Joe Selecki got 3 fucking rounds in him.
Oh, yeah, all day.
Alex De Silva does not have 3 rounds in him. That is a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem, folks.
That is a big problem. After those first 2 rounds, this man looks bad. And we know what Joe Selecki's been through. Joe Selecki's fought some big-name opponents, He's been in those firefights. He's been in those battles for the whole 3 rounds. And he keeps strong, man. Joe's going to go in there, and Joe's going to look to tie up Alex De Silva. We seen De Silva when he fought Brad Riddell. He went in there, and as Brad Riddell powered up, that man powered down bad. And just kept that pressure. Riddell kept that pressure on him. And Joe Selecki is a no-nonsense guy who likes doing that same shit like Jim Miller, like a Clay Guida. He will keep that pressure on him. And if it's a jiu-jitsu pressure, oh, shit, what are we talking about here, then?
Yeah, exactly.
Because even though De Silva is good, he can be good on the ground.
Not good enough.
2 rounds. 2 rounds. If he gets that man faded in that second round, it's a wrap. Joe Selecki's my pick, man. Joe Selecki's my pick. Good enough boxing, solid level changes. He's going to wrap that man, Alex De Silva, up. De Silva's going to be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that's
late finish, possibly. Late finish, possible decision. I'm going with the late finish on this one, man. I think late finish.
That's my boy B. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on that one before I picked my bet. But I'm picking Joe Selecki wins inside distance at a plus 225 because if he gets him on the ground and he gets tired, he could either pound him out TKO and full mount or possibly elbow him to death or sub him like we talked about. So I'm throwing down 1 unit on Joe Selecki wins inside distance plus 225 on 5 dimes. Let's fucking go, baby. That's like a gift for Christmas. You might as well go feed your whole family when Joe Selecki eats Alex De Silva this Saturday. It's going to be a great fight. Like you said, if Alex De Silva gives us all in that first round and he doesn't get it, he's going to be gassing faster than Yoel Romero does, and Yoel Romero is actually a good wrestler.
Shit.
So that's rude. The next fight of the night is Felice Herrig takes on KK Carolina Kowalskiewicz. I can't even say it.
Kovacevic.
Jesus, my fucking tongue was twisted. It was crazy.
I know.
For the second time. We're not gonna be talking about she's 5 losses in a row. And this is the fight that they're giving her the closest possible fight. You break it down first, B, and I'll jump into it.
All right, man. Felice Herrig, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. This could be like the final dance for either one of these fighters because let's be for real, man. They've been in here for a minute, yo. So let's go to the little bulldog, Felice Herrig. 14-9, man. When I picked up on women's MMA, Felice Herrig was one of the ladies I was seeing on here. And I was like, damn, Felice. Felice hot, man. People don't like Felice's face. They be like, she got a butterface.
Hey, B, my boy JR agrees with you. Look at that. You can tell he's my best friend, huh? Look at his thumb.
I'm telling you, though, man. Man. Some people be trying to make fun of Felice Herrig. I think Felice Herrig is hot. That's me. Hey, it is what it is. I don't care what you say.
My boy JR will agree, and he'll say something even more X-rated. I'm sure he'll say something.
Word, man.
I can hear him saying, "Bro, her abs, bro. You can't believe her 6-pack is so hot, man."
Come on, man. She's super fit. She got them things going on, man. She cool, man. I love her, man. I love her. Regardless, win, lose, draw, Felice Herrig is cool with me, man. Little bulldog, 37 years old, 5'4", 65-inch reach. Currently riding a 3-fight losing streak, though. Always representing that team Curran back in Chicago. Chicago. Team Curran MMA. See, I be remembering. Yeah. Shout out to Jeff Curran. Pat Curran, former Bellator featherweight champ. Let's go. Yeah, she's on this 3-fight losing streak where she lost to Verna Jandiroba, first round armbar back in 2020. Michelle Waterson beat her with a unanimous decision back in 2018. That was in October. And Karolina Kowalkiewicz beat her. This is why this is a rematch. Back in April of 2018. Before that, she was riding off. She had a 4-fight win streak. She lost to Paige Van Zandt. She had beat Lisa Ellis in her official UFC debut. You know what I mean? Kickboxer, primarily a good kickboxer. She used to be in the Muay Thai competition. She still got some of the little Muay Thai skills, throwing the occasional knee, the occasional body kick, couple elbows in the clinch. She likes to wrestle and use her jiu-jitsu a lot more, though. And when she applies her jiu-jitsu, got a pretty damn good fight out of Felice Herrig, man. I tell you, though, 37 years old, still walking hot though. Jesus. She going up against Karolina Kowalkiewicz though. 12-7 out of the Poland. You know what I mean? 36 years old, 5'3", 64-inch reach. Currently riding a 5-fight losing streak, man. Damn, you hate to see it. She lost to Jessica Penne back in August of last year by armbar in the first round. Zhao Nan beat her up for 3 rounds. That was an ugly fight. That wasn't the fight to come back and fight, man. Like, that was just wrong, man. Alexa Grasso beat her back in 2019. Pieced her up. That was bad.
Bad.
Michelle Waterson fought her. That was kind of good until Waterson got her little side stance and started pulling out Taekwondo. God damn. And Jessica Andrade, oh, my girl at 115, Jessica Andrade. Knocked her out, man.
Beat
within
the
2
hell
minutes of round 1 back in 2018.
Look like a ragdoll getting beat.
Word. She beat Felice Herrig with a split decision, and she beat Jodie Escobar. That's crazy. That was like her last solid win, really. Jodie Escobar, because the Herrig fight was a split decision. Huh?
I don't think I had kids last time she won. Let me check that out real fast. Well, what year was that?
That was in.
Last time she won is I did. My 4-year-old. I just had my 4-year-old. He was a year old, or a little year old when she last won. She beat Felice.
Damn. It's crazy, man.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad for a pro fighter, kid.
So this fight, yo, man, I don't think you should put bets up on here. If you want to put a pick, honestly, I don't really know where you go with this, man. Seriously,
this is
as a fan, I'm gonna pick. Yeah, as a fan, I'm picking Felice Herrig. I'm gonna enjoy this fight for what it is. Both of these ladies are kind of like almost in the twilight of their careers.
Hey,
I know.
Did you see the weigh-ins? Not the early weigh-ins, but the official weigh-in when Felice Herrig was like strutting up to the weigh-ins.
Oh my god, yes,
cocky.
I did.
You saw that shit? She was so cocky, bro. That like, hey, bitch, just calm the fuck down. I got your back right. Just calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
right?
don't like, yo, I'm gonna get this win.
Yeah, she literally came in there. She came in there strutting like she's Conor McGregor and some gangster from Menace to Society. It was ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
I loved it though.
And Carolina all polite. And
she's
Carolina
so
got them things stinging, man. She's so sweet.
She
was out there though. Oh man,
can't be a fighter and be sweet though, bro. Like it doesn't mix, bro. So ask Wonderboy Thompson how it works. You just, you can only get so far.
Yeah, you got to go out there, and you gotta be violent, man. You gotta shed blood. And she's had those types of fights. She had that fight with like Rose, where she beat up Rose bad, man. She got grizzly on Rose in the clinch. Throwing those nasty knees and was just putting violence on Rose. I don't know where that Carolina, even when she fought Joanna, she was pretty grizzly there, but I don't know what the hell happened.
I don't know.
Carolina got to bring the ugly back. She got to bring the evil in her, man. She got to bring that out and try to put Felice Herrig away. My biases make me want to pick Felice Herrig, but honest to God, I really don't care who wins this, as long as we get a good fight out of it, man.
Yeah, seriously. Like I said, it's like I said, as long as it's a decent and competitive. Back in Black, if you're watching and you're just spying and not even saying hello, I appreciate you. I saw you retweet and share, so I can't thank you enough for the support, each and every one of you. Me and Mr. B appreciate it a ton, and can't thank our sponsors enough, especially Sua Law Group from 805 California. Brandon Sua, attorney at law, one of the best dudes, made it possible for me to go live on StreamYard with the premium package. So I appreciate you, my dude. If you ever need an attorney at law, Sua Law Group, Simi Valley, California. They go all the way to Los Angeles. They'll go all over the United States if the case is big enough. So just can't thank everyone enough for always tuning in and making the show what it is. So yeah, with this fight here with KK and Felice Herrig, it seems like a total trap setup where like it seems too easy, where Felice Herrig she's been fighting more often. She's won more recent 2 of last 5. It's crazy that the line right now for Felice Herrig is a negative 120 plus 100 comeback for KK. So KK is a slight underdog, but it seems like Felice should win this easily from the conditioning and just being able to hug, possibly trip KK enough times and get her down. But KK beat her the first time that they fought. So isn't that where it happened, right? I believe the first time.
That's what
Yeah. So, it seems like a very, very weird trap where you could lose your money on a decision that's going to be very, very hairy and scary at the end of the night. But I'm taking Felice Herrig here. I think she's stronger. She's a BJJ purple belt. She has, to me, better, more consistent coaching. And KK, just 5 losses in a row. There's no way I could bet on you after that. But you are super sweet, KK. I'm sorry I have to go against you, but it is what it is. The next fight of the night is on the first fight of the main card, I believe, is Alonzo Menefield takes on Askar Mazarov. And there's been a lot of controversy this whole week about Askar Mazarov's record. He went from like 21 and like 7B, right, to like 21 and 12, and then now he's 19 and 11. So, do you saw that B at all?
Oh yeah, I did see it. I seen it. I've been keeping tabs on this dude when they announced his arrival for the UFC. Him and that other dude was supposed to come, but they sent them both back because of damn USADA.
Well, I'm gonna let you jump on this one first, B, because I have a big opinion on it. But you lay this one down.
First of all, let's say this. I was gonna honestly come on here and be like, junk this fight. Alonzo Menefield.
No.
That's it. Next roll.
Yeah.
Like that's
Bro.
it. That's what I should just say. You know what I mean?
That's fine. That works perfect.
Because honestly, what the hell are we doing here? You put this guy in a debut here, a guy that we literally see. If you go back to watch his past fights, this dude pulls the freaking Bob Sapp bullshit where he goes in and if he gets beat up, he's tapping. What the hell is that?
That's crazy.
Bro, you going to the UFC and you here tapping out to little itty bitty strikes? Nah, blood. And then you got to fight Alonzo Menefield of all people. Bro, let's go into these stats, though, man.
Round 1.
Let's go into these stats. Let's get into this, man. Come on, man. I had to rant that a little quick, but we still going to keep ranting. Hold on. Let's go, man. Alonzo Menefield, Atomic Alonzo, 11-3, 34 years old, 6 foot tall with a 76-inch reach, man. Out of Saixon Muay Thai, man, representing that Texas. Another fighter representing Texas. Of course, that Fortis. Let's go. Him and I think Superman Span and a couple other couple folks out there. Jeff Neal. Let's go Fortis. Yeah, man. Last fight he had, he fought William Knight. That was not a pleasant fight. Also, a lot of people thought Alonzo won that fight. I included.
I thought so too.
We're not gonna argue.
I didn't bet on it, so I didn't care.
Leave it alone. He fought Ed Herman. Fought a lot different. Fought a little bit smarter. Beat Ed Herman though by unanimous decision back in 2021. That was in August last year. Fabio Charant caught him with a Von Flue choke. Round 1. Fabio Charant, you got cut. I don't know how the hell you fought like that. You're a student of Joe Lozon. How the fuck you get caught in a Von Flue choke? God heaven knows. But 2021, March, that's what happened. He had a bad string, the 2 losses. Over St. Preux beat him with a counter left hook. Knocked him out in the second round back in 2020. Devin Clark beat him by unanimous decision. But before that, he slapped Paul Craig and Vinicius Moreira. Alonzo Menefield started the sport late. So we put that into consideration when we talk about fights. His progression has grown up pretty well. He's getting a lot better. He's understanding himself, improving. He's fighting No Mercy Askar Mazarov, 19-12. This fucking guy here. 27 years old, representing AKA Thailand, 6'3". If the reach is probably like the 70. Somebody say 75 or 78, 76. Let's say 76 because it doesn't have a reach here. Yeah. Representing the Ukraine, has a Sambo foundation, but he's always swinging punches and trying to grab people. That's what his thing is. He fought bare knuckle. He had a knockout back in Dada 5000's promotion, Extreme Fight Series bare knuckle boxing. That was back in April last year. Evgeny Golub, he fought back in 2020 and won. Fabrice Degand. Well, the first one, that Golub guy, he beat by referee stoppage. 33 seconds in the first round. Fabrice again, he beat that guy 27 seconds in round 1. But these guys have horrible fucking records. Konstanty Link, he beat this guy with kicks. Then he lost to a guy, Christian Torres. He lost to Titan. He lost to Mehdi Bargi and Elder Souza, bulldog chokes and all that.
Dude, I think that Menafield could submit this dude because he's been tapped multiple times by cans, bro. Imagine Alonzo Menafield crushing his fucking neck.
I can see Alonzo Menafield ending this fight however the hell he wants.
Oh yeah, I know that, but everyone's gonna be on that KO TKO, which I like.
I think he could go in smart, catch this man with a takedown, beat him up a little bit, easily get a head and arm choke, or rear naked choke. I can see that.
Hey, well, the odds for that are crazy, and that's why I like looking into it because it's very possible that could be the way. Because while everyone's on the TKO KO, that Menafield could win this by submission at a plus 600.
Yeah, I also can see he goes in there, he forces this guy to throw something stupid, and he just knocks him clean out.
Yep,
dude, I can see that too.
100%. Just one big bomb.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if Menafield plays this smart and just goes for a submission.
Yeah, I just think it's a great value on that for betting wise. If you're looking elsewhere than other than everyone thinks, because TKO KO, yes, it can very easily happen. And if the odds for TKO KO for Menafield are plus 130, it's not bad, but it's not that great. It's nothing like the plus 500. The Menafield inside distance is a negative 120. That covers both of them. So I kind of like that one too. But if you're going to do negative 120, you might as well just do Menafield at negative 165 because negative 165 is the safest bet. And that's exactly what I'm doing here on our show. I'm throwing down 1.65 units on Alonzo Menafield's money line to do the damn thing and do whatever he wants with Askar, Ashkan, Mazarov, because I will not believe, and we will be back here next week to talk about it. I'm also going to flick 0.12. I'm going to put 0.125 units, so $25 on Menafield wins by submission at the. What was it? The negative, the plus. What did I say? Well, sorry, I lost it. Menafield submission plus 500 or plus 600. So 0.25 units on Menafield by submission at the plus 600. I just think that it's worth flicking.
Hold on, Mike.
What's
the
up?
Boy said, remember that stat about guys that are 5 years younger than their opponents that UFC showed us?
Who says this?
He said, Mike, I take the underdog here.
Oh my shit. God. Yeah, well, he's crazy. Well, hey, JJ, hey, we'll be here. You'll be here on Saturday, and I'll tell you crazy. I'll lose your money to me right here, okay, bro? Don't be putting that on our bookie. I'll take your money right here, JJ. But JJ is really good at betting too. He sees some dogs, but that ashtray is not the one, bro. So I'm throwing down on Alonzo Menafield for 0.25 units on submission prop at the plus 600, and then I'm throwing down, like I said, the money line 1.65 units on Alonzo Menafield's money line to do the damn thing versus Ashkar, Mazarov, and we'll be here next week to talk about the damn thing. The next fight of the night is gonna be a good one. In the sense we got Ode Osborne is taking on Zaruka Adashev. B's much better at pronouncing those weird names, or those not weird names, those different cultured names than me, I should say. But yeah, it's much. Sometimes they're a little different. You know what I mean? But so we got Zaruka, right? Zaruk. Adashev is 4-3. He called himself the Lion. He's 29 years young. He's 5'5" with a 65-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York City, baby. Got the kickboxing combat sambo base. He last took on Ryan Benoit, and he won a unanimous decision. And Ryan Benoit did what Ryan Benoit does best, and he just totally loses. And that just happens so many times in his career. It's not funny. Then that's his win last of most recent. Then he lost 2 in a row. He lost to Suma Jerry, unanimous decision, and then he lost to Tyson Nam by counter right and absolutely got
Yep.
starched. Ode Osborne here, the Jamaican sensation, he called himself. He's 10-4. He's 30 years old. He is 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak fighting out of Syndicate MMA. He last took on CJ Figueroa and he won a unanimous decision. And then he lost to Manel Cape flying knee round 1. But Manel Cape is a pretty good striker, especially at that weight class. He got caught by some amazing flying knee, like I said. Then he beat Jerome Rivera left cross round 1. You better beat Jerome Rivera with something because he's a can. Then he lost to Brian Kelleher, guillotine choke round 1. So I don't really like that Ode Osborne has lost round one, chokes and flying knees. But Zaruka, it's hard for me to really believe that he's the real deal. I don't know what it is. What's the price tag right now? 1 second. Zaruk. Right now, the odds makers have Zaruk at a plus 160 underdog, negative 185 favorite for Ode Osborne on 5 dimes. And so I have Ode Osborne here because I just don't know. I don't see enough for Zaruk, but I don't like that Ode Osborne has tapped and napped before. So I'm not betting him. I'm just going to pick. I'm picking Ode Osborne. But like I said, it's too hairy and scary for me to be picking and betting right there. What do you say about it, B?
Damn, I guess we're in the same boat then, man.
Oh, good.
Because when I thought about this, I wasn't sure about it either.
Yeah.
Because as low as Adeshev's record is 4-3, Ode is sketchy as hell. Ode is sketchy. I don't know what to believe.
They both tapped and napped, bro. Both of them been knocked out. Both of them been choked out.
Yeah, and even though Adeshev is 4-3, Adeshev has a full-on competitive kickboxing background.
Yep.
Now, they talk about on that, Tapology, he got a kickboxing and a combat sambo background. You don't necessarily see his sambo that often. You don't see it. You don't see the wrestling aspects of it, but you see the striking aspects of it. He has KO power, but he's been so sketchy in the UFC so far.
7-inch reach advantage for Ode Osborne too. Sorry, B.
Yeah. I wanted to pick Ode. If I had to pick, like gun to head, you got to pick. I'd pick Ode. But
it's not good
because that's not happening.
It's not good.
I'm totally confused right now because Ode could come in here and try to throw and use that reach and get caught with a counter from Adeshev. That's how good Adeshev really is if he puts his skills to the test. Like if he puts it together. But because he's so damn sketchy and he's been knocked out too, this one could do the Amber Heard and shit the bed completely. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm just for the humor. I'm gonna pick Ode. Ode.
It's just hard for us not to, there's no confidence in this one. It's so weird. Normally, I have so much more confident when I pick something, but this one, I just don't even care enough. I don't know.
I won't put a bet on it though.
No, hell no. I wouldn't parlay it. I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't even fuck with this fight. I would just watch it and see which fucking guy wins. Because it literally, there isn't enough for you to be picking. Other than the fact that the Ode Osborne is definitely more athletic, definitely longer reach, and he should be able to win this thing. And if he doesn't, he really is washed up. And I had way too much faith in him, and he's absolute garbage. But the next fight of the night will be a little bit more fun, in my opinion. We got the ladies' night. Oh, what a night! Ladies' bout. We got Kareem Silva takes on Poliano Botello. And we got Karine Silva. One second. She calls herself the Killer. She's 14-4. She's 28 years young, 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. She's on a 5-fight win streak. She's fighting out of Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. She last took on Kuyan. She won by guillotine choke round 2. Dude, that Yan character, I don't know. It's Pride Month, so we love everybody around, but it looks a little bit more towards the T side from the LGBTQ plus and all the things that you guys wants to do. But she looks like she looked like a T. So I'm just saying a T. Oh, now just go back and watch. Hey, 100. That girl was a tank. I'm not believing she's Jessica Andrade. I just don't believe it.
That girl was at 125.
He's a she. She's a he.
Nah,
Miss Doubtfire.
That girl scared the hell out of me. Yo,
She'll knock me out.
shit, if she could end up getting picked up by the UFC,
No.
and they drop her to like 115, oh
I
shit,
don't want no.
she's gonna cause problems, bro.
Hey, she will make fried rice out of me. Or he or she, whatever that thing,
Bro.
whatever.
Bro.
Whatever. I'd like to know what the truth is so I could call, it by its right reference.
That's a lady, but that's just a tank of a lady.
I don't know.
Man.
You're crazy, bro.
That's
You're
a
crazy.
tank of a lady.
Yeah. So either way, I don't even know. So I got into she took on. So she got punched in her face multiple times. Did Karine Silva by this Jan character, and in this Contender Series in 2021, and she faced adversity and ended up being able to get a guillotine choke on Jan in round 2, and It's pretty impressive because the fact that I really was scared for her life in the sense when it came to this bout. But other than that, dude, this girl's got really, really good jiu-jitsu, super slick on the ground, man. So really, really strong, and she's mean too. She does not play games. And that's why she's nicknamed the Killer, because she's going in there to do work and do damage. She's taking on Poliana Botello, who's 8-4, and she is not a killer. She doesn't even have a nickname, so she couldn't even name herself Fluffy or Terminator or anything because she couldn't even figure one out. It's ridiculous. So she's not a real fighter to me. She's a cute girl. It looks like she did some Billy Blank's Thai Boho kickboxing back in the day. 33 years old, like I said, so perfect age group for about that. 5'8", 67-inch reach. She's on a 2-fight losing streak, fighting out of Nova Uniao. But she's not really that good of a striker. So I don't even know. I'm not really high on Poliana Botello, as you can tell. And I just feel like that Karine Silva is going to be able to take her, grab her, fucking rip her down on the ground, and possibly sub her, do pretty much whatever she wants on the ground, because I just feel like Karine Silva is the better athlete when it comes to this fight here. Right now, the odds makers have it at a pick'em. It's -115, -105 for Poliana. So the odds makers have the girl that I like, Karine Silva. She opened up at a -190 favorite and is now down to a -115. Man, dude, I like the Karine Silva here, and I think that she ends up getting a possible submission over Poliana Botello, or she just grinds out a decision victory because she is much meaner. What do you say about it, B?
First of all, you're not gonna disrespect Poliana Botello like
that.
Shit! I'm here, okay?
It's
not
girl.
gonna do that.
You hear?
Not gonna do that. I like Poliana. Poliana's a cutie. You gonna
oh, she's cute. I said she was cute, bro. This is fighting.
Okay.
Is this the judging where I told you the better butt's gonna win and I'm gonna lose?
We're not gonna do that either. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep it real. I like Poliana Botello. Bless you. She has striking, but she doesn't strike in combination. That's one problem.
No, she doesn't. She's flat-footed.
Yeah. She throws big strikes. Is probably, if anything, is like a 1-2. Is no more than a 2-strike combination. She mainly throws just a big shot at a time and then tries to clinch in and then throw little shots in between. Second, she has a takedown ability. She doesn't use it often. And sometimes she gasses herself when she tries to go for takedowns. I remember that happening a little bit. Well, she beat Lauren Mueller like a while back. I remember that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And she managed to get takedowns on Lauren Mueller. Mm-hmm. Lauren Mueller doesn't even fight for the UFC no more.
No.
But we're not going to disrespect Lauren Mueller, though.
She's cute. She was cute.
Yeah, and she was with Alliance, man. That's
Alliance
my team.
MMA, right, baby.
That's my team. But yeah, man. But you know what I mean? The fight, what she had, she fought, was Luana Carolina? Yeah. Where she almost had it, but Luana Carolina managed to reverse the takedown attempts. I remember that. And she got a little stronger. Poliana got a little, she started gassing. That girl over there is young. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's a little bit younger, Karine Silva, and she's a little bit more feisty. She's willing to throw them hands, and she's willing to throw in combination. And she's willing to look for take those punches to throw those punches. And she's willing to change levels. And she may be a little bit better than Poliana on the ground.
There we go. There we go.
The potential's out there. The potential's out there, and it's very scary, man. Especially when you got the two, when it's Brazil versus Brazil out there. It gets violent, man. It gets violent.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, he's gonna hurt me to say this.
Yeah.
I got Corinne Silva.
Yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude. That's when
I
you
got
know.
Corinne
That's
Silva.
when you know you bet on Crean Silva for sure, because he does not want to bet on Pollyanna because he knows she's going to get hurt probably badly. But no, for real though, Crean Silva, the killer. I think she just mauls this girl. I really think
Yeah.
she has more experience too as a fighter. She's 14-4, so she's fought 18 pro fights. The other girl has had 12, and she's been in the UFC longer, but she's fought
Yeah.
way less talent and won versus way less talent at that. So I
And
like Crean
Corinne-
Silva here.
Yeah.
And especially at the odds makers have her, like I said, a -115 favorite, so slight favorite plus -105 for Pollyanna. I like Corinne Silva here at the -115.
And Corinne Silva's jiu-jitsu game, I might add, is
It's
also
sick.
something very, 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 very scary, man. Very scary. Potential's high, man. Potential's high for her, but good fight, man. Good fight. Corinne Silva's still gonna be my pick, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next fight, B, I'll let you jump into. It's Mike Trezano versus Lucas Almeida.
Yes, 145, man. Let's go, man. Mike Trezano. I think Mike is gonna be in need of a win here.
Yeah, big time.
Both Mikes, man. We're gonna see though. Depending on who Mike picks, though. The lone wolf, Mike Trezano, man. 9-2, 30 years old, 5'11" with the 71-inch reach, representing that Tiger Showman's mixed martial arts. Let's go, Ramsey, New Jersey. Shout out to the Tiger Showman out here, downtown Manhattan.
Yeah, baby. New York.
Fireplace, man. Fire, yes. Last fight he had was against Hakeem Dawodu. That was back in February. Really good fight. Dawodu kind of just outpaced him, though. Also, Trezano didn't try to take it to the ground as much as I would have expected him to. He fought Ludovic Klein next, and he beat Ludovic Klein unanimous decision, where he did mix it up. He should have done that in the last fight. He fought Grant Dawson. That was a little rough to watch. Lost by rear naked choke, 2 minutes, 27 seconds in round 2. That was back in 2019. Luis Pena, he beat by split decision. Yeah, I remember that fight. That was an awkward-ass fight. But he won by split decision back in 2018. Joe Giannetti, he beat. That was the finale. That was back in 2018. Joe Giannetti got good. I'm not Joe Giannetti. Mike Trezano got good stand-up. He has a little bit. He has jiu-jitsu. He can scramble.
He does.
But he doesn't do it much. I don't know. He got to bring that back into the fold of his abilities, man, for real. When he mixes it all up, he's problematic. You don't know where the hell he's going to come from. The random strikes come through. You're like, what the hell's going on? All of a sudden, boom, takedown. Now he got control on you. He's beating you up. He's keeping position while striking. Good shit, you know what I mean? I like to see him attack a little bit more with the submissions, you know? The last fight he had with the stand-up, I didn't like that, man. I like when Trezano's on full gear, you know what I mean? And just throwing his overall skills on opponents. That's where we get the best Mike Trezano. He's up against Lucas Almeida, though. Oh, Lucas Almeida. 31 years old, 5'11", 71-inch reach, representing Brazil out of Team Kyoshi, currently riding a 1-fight win streak. Coming out of jungle fights, man. He fought this guy, Italo Trindade, beat him by a guillotine choke back in November of 2021. Lost to Daniel Zaluber. And yeah, in the Contender Series, I remember that. Because Zaluber didn't even get picked up either, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was back in September of 2021. That was last year. Nico Cocusio, he beat Flying Knee, 4 minutes, 10 seconds, round 3. Bruno Tavares beat that man into retirement, minute 27 in round 5. I won't go crazy, but this guy got a lot of submissions. He has ways to win by KO, TKO, but he has submissions. This is very dangerous. What Trezano got to do, prepare to avoid the explosiveness of Lucas Almeida. Lucas Almeida is a very dangerous man on the ground, so you got to be wary of that too. I want to see more wrestling out of Trezano. I want to see more dominant positions out of Trezano. I would also like to see Trezano clinch against the cage for a little bit. Wear on Almeida, because if you got a guy that's gonna keep that energy going, he's gonna be very, very dangerous because the submission is very unexpected, man. Trezano kind of is a little bit wild with his strikes, so you got to keep that tight. Almeida's pretty damn fast. From what I've seen from Almeida, though, if anything, Trezano got to put that pressure and gas this man down. Slow this fool down. Seriously.
Yep.
Do it within the first 2 rounds, and you'll be good. The more you keep this man Almeida breathing and keeping that cardio on pat, the more dangerous this fight becomes for you, my son, Mike. Senor Mike, I want to pick you to win. I'm going to believe in you, Mike. You're going to come back and you're going to get this win, man. You're going to put it all together. If not, Almeida's going to walk out of here with a submission, man. That's how I see this shit. But I'm going to pick Trezano, man. Trezano, put it together, boy. Put it together.
This could actually be a good fight here. But the thing with Lucas Almeida, he's 13-1. The record looks good and all. 31 years old, 5'11", 71-inch reach. But if you look at his record, other than one in the Contender Series, they're very padded records. There's one guy that was, obviously you have one guy's 12-3 and max fight 21. That's not bad. But then before that, the guy was 0-0. Okay, cool. Then the guy before that was 16-6. So that guy wasn't that good. Then the next guy's 2-4. The next guy's 2-4. The next guy's 16-15. You see that's the type of guys that Luis Almeida has beaten. And then when he finally faced some good competition, when he got to the Contender Series, he lost to Daniel Zellhuber, who's not even in the UFC. It just was better competition. So, and then he went back to jungle fight and he won by guillotine choke round 1 versus a guy who had really no experience, especially when you go to the UFC and fight Contender Series and then get kicked out and then go back there. Of course, you should beat the guys that haven't seen that upper echelon. And now he's taking on Mike Trezano, and it seems like the fight for Mike Trezano to win. He's got, in my opinion, possibly better stand-up, a little bit younger, better gas tank. It's his fight to lose is Mike Trezano's. The odds makers right now have negative 225 favorite on 5 dimes, so $225 makes 100 on Mike Trezano. It's a little too steep, plus 185 comeback for the underdog on Lucas Almeida. But Lucas Almeida's record doesn't speak for itself. There's nothing there to throw down on. Our boy JR Gomez here in the chat, he's got to go with Almeida here, he says. And he likes the underdoggy Almeida. So, I mean, I can't hate on you for that. I'm not betting this one because I don't have enough faith in Mike Trezano. Let me break it down into Mike Trezano. Mike Trezano himself, 30 years old, 5'11", 71-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight losing streak, and he lost to Hakeem Dawodu, like you said, and then beat Ludwig Klein, who's pretty decent and won a unanimous decision. Then he lost by rear naked choke Grant Dawson in round 2, and then so he lost to Grant Dawson. That was like his best competition. Then he beat Luis Pena, a split decision. Luis Pena's not even in the UFC. Then Joe Gennady, he beat an Ultimate Fighter finale, who's 6-0, and then exhibitions and 4-1 and 4-2 and 3-2. Mike Trezano doesn't really have that much experience himself, even though he's got a record that shows differently. I can't trust him for the line that Vegas has him, so I'm going dog or pass. I just going with Lucas Almeida, I guess, like my boy JR says, because it just doesn't make sense to throw down Mike Trezano, who doesn't have a lot of quality wins that show me enough to care about him. But like B says, he's been here a little bit longer. He's got stand up, and he should have the game plan. But if he gets fucking a little stupid, he can end up losing this fight with low fight IQ, and that could happen very easily, right, B?
Yeah.
So the next fight of the night, especially with if you don't have a good coach, a good corner, and they're not coaching you to like James Krause is and Eric Del Fiero at Alliance MMA, and some of these like Mike Brown, certain fighters, like they're really giving good advice. The coaches are to the fighters, and they're listening. So if he doesn't have that, I think Mike Trezano is going to be a little bit fucked if he doesn't have a great game plan. But I'm no bet there, dog or pass. So I'm going with the dog Almeida. The next fight of the night is Dan 50K Ige taking on Masvar Evliev. I'll let you jump into that one first, B.
This is the shit right here, man.
A good one. This shit right
put-
here. This shit right here. This shit's called death. Damn, that don't even sound appealing.
Shout out to Cat Williams.
Cat Williams, we
Yo.
love you. Sorry, guys.
Shit, man.
I go
50K Dan Ige in the building, man. 15-5. I love talking to Dan Ige on Twitter, man. This shit is so fun, yo. Dan Ige, man. Extreme Couture representative, man. 5'7", 71-inch reach. Head coach by Eric Nixick, of course, man.
Great coach. Great
Nixick
coach.
is on a tear right now.
Great
man.
coach, bro.
Yeah, man.
I think he's on a better role than Mike Brown is, in a sense.
Yeah, in a way, man. But our boy Ige is on a 2-fight losing streak, though. But damn, have these fights been totally exciting from 50K, man. He fought Josh Emmett back in December of last year. That was a hell of a fight because I didn't think Dan Ige was going to stand and throw leather with Josh Emmett, but that happened. And goddamn, Emmett rocked the hell out of him. He got back up and said, cool, I'm going to throw you some of these do-si-dos real quick. He fought Chan Sung Jung. I was a little surprised at that fight because Chan Sung Jung managed to out-grapple Dan Ige, out-wrestle him, particularly. That was a little surprising. Jung is a little bigger than him, though. I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was still a little bit surprising. But he was the man who ended the streak of Gavin Tucker, man. Knocked that man out 22 seconds of round 1 back in March.
Tucker.
Jesus Christ. Then he fought Calvin Kattar to unanimous decision loss, and that was pretty good. Kattar beat him with output, though. It is what it is. But he beat Edson Barboza with a split decision. He beat Mirsad Bektik beforehand with a split decision. These were all in 2020. Both of those were in 2020. And he beat Kevin Aguilar, unanimous decision. Danny Henry, that dude don't even fight in the UFC no more. Beat him back in 2019, rear naked choke. 50K Ige is a top caliber wrestler. He can wrestle. This boy can wrestle, jiu-jitsu, mix it together, give you problems. Unfortunately, Dan Ige doesn't believe in an easy fight. And he's going up against the undefeated dark horse of this fucking division, Movsar Evloev. God damn, yo. This is going to be as close to Fedor as the UFC will ever see. This dude is something different. You cannot put him in a difficult position that he cannot get out of. This man damn near had his neck broken, and he managed to get out of a damn guillotine choke, a Darce choke, escape rear naked attempts.
Who had him in that Darce choke that was deep? I can't remember.
Oh my fucking god!
Who was it?
It was somebody. Was it Lentz? It was a recent fight.
It was
15-0, undefeated. Hold on. 28 years old, 5'7", 72.5-inch reach, representing Sunza, Russia. Fight Club Nart. Okay, so let's go screen through this real quick. I think it was Lentz. Yeah, it was Lentz. Lentz had him. Yep.
Yeah, it was. And he gassed his arms too, I think.
Yeah. Lentz had him in the gut. Jesus Christ.
It was deep.
He beat Hakeem Dawodu with a unanimous decision back in June of last year. Nick Lentz was a split decision. That was the closest fight in his UFC run so far where he could have lost. Lentz, the OG, put him in that position, man. Mike Grundy beat him unanimous decision back in 2020. Enrique Barzola beat him unanimous decision back in 2019. Sung Woo Choi got beat unanimous decision. Then he had that run in M1. What are we going to say here? This man got the ability to clinch on you, the ability to use sambo on you and get the takedown, the ability to climb on you, keep the position, transition if he wants to, but he likes to keep position and just grind out opponents. This shit is a crazy mirror match almost. Except for the fact that Evloev kind of masks the things he does. So it keeps him in a total weird-ass conundrum. Plus, he got the ultimate poker face like Fedor. So you don't know what the hell he's going to do.
Yeah,
And here I could say easily Movsar is gonna win. But then Ige got the ability to make this shit tough.
he scares us all the time.
Ige can make this shit very difficult for Movsar. But because Ige's been in so many of these tough ass fights, I don't know how he's gonna come in here and look against a guy like Movsar. This man Ige's just been through the murderer's row right now. If you think about it.
Yep, he's
And
terrible.
it's like, bro, I want to pick Movsar. But what if Ige gets this shit done?
It'd be awesome. That'd be so
It
exciting
would be
though.
totally cool. It would be totally cool, man. But a lot of people picking Movsar. I think Movsar will make this a very complicated fight to deal with. Probably would try to throw a little bit and just keep a lot of this shit based on positioning over strikes. He has a good jab. He has a good 1-2. He throws the occasional leg kick. He likes to get people to try to bite on those leg kicks to try to come attack him so he could counter and use wrestling. I'm gonna take Evelo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Evelo.
it's hard not to. I mean,
It's
the
hard.
Vegas odds makers have it steamed right now. It's Masvar is a negative 400 favorite, so you got to throw $400 to make an extra 100 plus 325 comeback for Dan 50K Ige. The line opened up at negative 200, was steamed to the negative 400 it is now. So almost $2 added to the line in the sense, and so it's pretty crazy. But Masvar is an absolute animal, like you said. He's been an M1. He's fought. He's got great stand up. I believe he's also southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. In like
Yeah.
he's never had a loss, never been submitted, and every time he's been put in a submission, he's just weathered through the storm. Absolutely amazing. But he's taking on Dan 50K Ige, who is not to be fucked with. He's 15-5, like you said, 30 years old, 5'7", with a 71-inch reach. Fight outside of Extreme Couture, Las Vegas. Shout out to Las Vegas, where my pop was from. Last took on Josh Emmett and went to a little, Josh Emmett's a tough motherfucker with major power, and they went at a great fight where he lost unanimous decision. Chen Sung Jung, who's, they kind of just threw him at just some monsters. I believe some of them were last second even, or he just, as he got up to the upper echelon, he just got thrown to some murderers. Dan 50K Ige is a black belt in BJJ. He's a brown belt in judo. He's a great fighter. I just think that with this one here, he's just being set up in the sense where Masvar is the real deal. He's got a great all around mixed martial arts game, and he's super exciting for the future and for everything that's to come. So I'm going with Masvar Evliov. No shit, because of the line shows you that he should win this in the sense, but you never know when fighting. And Dan Ige could make this really really fun. Hopefully he does, for our sake and for us as fans, because I want to see an underdog win. I want to see a knockout, a submission, something fun. But this should be a really, really good scramble fest between Dan Ige and Masvar Evliov. So make sure you guys tune into the co-main event. Now, the main event of the evening is Alexander Volkov is taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. The 265-pound weight limit for the heavyweight division. This is going to be 5 rounds, and it's going to be a ton of fun. First off, we got Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He called himself Biggie Boy. He's 12-3. He's 34 years old. He's 6'2" with a 78-inch reach. He's on 1 fight losing streak. Fights out at ATT. With this guy here, there's he wants to knock you the fuck out. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wrestle. He doesn't want to do anything like that. I don't think he's ever had a submission. Nope, not one submission win. Nothing of the sort. Everything is either decisions, punches, wins, punches, losses. This dude goes in there and bangs, and he's been in there with some of the best of them. He's lost to Curtis Blades, won all 5 rounds, got smothered by Curtis Blades. Then Augustus Sakai, he beat punches round 1, which he should. Cyril Gahn beat him unanimous decision, so he was able to be tough enough to stand with him all those rounds. And then Junior Dos Santos, he beat right hook to ground and pound round 2, and Francis Ngannou, he lost punches round 1, got absolutely starched by those big hands of Francis Ngannou. Jairzinho Rozenstruik has heavy hands, and he's just going to be looking to walk into the pocket and hopefully land one of those versus Drago Alexander Volkov, who's 34-10. He's 33 years old. He's 6'7" with an 80-inch reach. He's on a 1 fight losing streak, fighting out of Moscow, Rasha. He last took on Tom Aspinall, and he lost by a straight arm lock round 1. Tom Aspinall's a bad motherfucker, and we're big fans here, so I love that one. But then he beat Marcin Tybura, unanimous decision. Lost to Cyril Gahn, unanimous decision. Then Alistair Overeem he beat, and Walt Harris. Lost to Curtis Blades as well. So he's been, kind of wishy-washy back and forth, but he's been there with the best of them, and he's been filling out his frame as he's been in the UFC, and he's a great, great striker. He's going to want to be able to circle and keep distance and not let Jairzinho in the pocket to do the damn thing. It's going to be very similar to when he fought Derek Lewis. He had to fight pretty much one versus Derek Lewis until Derek Lewis in the 5th round, finally with the last 13 seconds left, walked in, finally got in the pocket and knocked him the fuck out. It didn't matter how many seconds were left. He lost the fight. He won almost all 5 rounds, but he still lost it. So it's going to be very, very similar. I'm not saying that Jairzinho is Derek Lewis, but he's definitely similar in the sense of power. So take that for what it is. The odds makers have Alexander Volkov at a -160 favorite, plus 140 comeback for Jairzinho Rozenstruik. This one, like I said, it's kind of scary. I mean, Alexander Volkov should possibly win this by decision, most likely, or maybe Jairzinho could get in the pocket and knock him out. I don't know. I think that the frame of Alexander Volkov, and he's a smart kickboxer, I think he's going to be able to keep distance and win a decision versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. What do you say about this fight, Pete?
You kind of nailed it on the head there, man.
Nice.
Volkov is a big guy. He's going to come in there and use that frame on Rozenstruik. I think if you're smart, you pay attention to what the last couple fighters have managed to do. Frame up on Rozenstruik, use their body weight, kind of tire him out, attempt to use a takedown or two. Volkov doesn't necessarily use that many takedowns as he used to. He probably will aim for a takedown on Rozenstruik, though, probably within the 2nd, 3rd round.
Be smart.
High volume striker is Volkov. Volkov does strike in combination. Big leg kicks he likes to throw. He's nasty with the cannons that he got in his. He got for hands, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rozenstruik will throw a lot faster than him, though. Rozenstruik got a killer left hand, boy. Whoo, that left hand puts people down and out. But he has to get inside Volkov to throw that. Or he has to get Volkov cornered. Those are the things. Also, this will be the first time Rozenstruik trains in a serious gym, with a serious camp in ATT.
That's true.
So I would like to see the improvements he puts out here, man. It's not be the regular camp, you come back from Suriname and you and your peoples them. Nah, man, this is a serious camp he's in here now. He got training partners. He got Big Arlovsky with him. He got a couple of those big names out there out of ATT. If I remember, I think Capolo's is an ATT member, if I remember correctly. PFL champ. I think he is. But there's a couple other cats there too that will train with him and get him better. With that said, I'm gonna look to see Rozenstruik try to get in here. If any reason why I'm picking Rozenstruik, although him being a somewhat countryman, because Suriname's a little bit right next to Guyana, we there in South America.
Baby. Shout out.
But still, Volkov tends to make a couple mistakes here and there. Even though he has a really good record, he tends to make a couple mistakes, overcommit to certain things, sometimes just get caught in the crossfire. I want to say I'm going to go with the belief that Rozenstruik closes distance and put this man out. I think so.
Oh, damn.
I think he's going to try to get that done. He's going to look to put this man Volkov away.
T Money on YouTube is asking Rozenstruik by KO if the odds are any good. Plus 200 T. So, I mean, I wouldn't say any good because he's plus 140, plus 200. It doesn't 60 cents on the dollar. I don't think that's worth the value. You might as well just do the money line. But I mean, if you do like it, I mean, it is what it is. But that's the number T. So, good question. So, yeah, with that said, that's the main event for this weekend's UFC Vegas 56. Thank you so much, B, for being here to talk about Volkov versus Rozenstruik and every other fight on the card. You want to shout out your Twitter handle so everyone knows how to find you?
Word, man. Mr. B at Mr. B 1986, man. I'm here with the show of Mike. I'm trying to get these streams back, so I'm using this app called Vocal. So I did that with the fight last weekend. So I'm gonna try to be on this weekend on Vocal. Same name. So it'll be there. Also, I think we're gonna try OK Live and a couple other things so you can do a little chat.
Yeah,
and
get that OK Live going. So get that
Yeah.
OK Live going. But yeah, the T stream some stuff and it helps you hook
That's
you guys
it, man.
up if you guys are away and need just some camaraderie or you need to just catch the fights when you're out and about. But I appreciate you being here, B. And until next week, my dude, I'll see you soon. Peace. So thank you so much for being here for UFC Vegas 56 and Vegas Fight Night 56 and being here with me and Mr. B shooting the shit. Thank you to the sponsors of the show. Really can't thank y'all enough for making the show what it is. And until next week, let's fucking roll and make that money. The bets of the show are Molina, Moneyline, 1.8 units. We have Munoz Jr., 1 unit on for his Johnny Munoz Jr. Sorry, 1 second. Munoz Jr. 1 unit was plus 110. Sorry, plus 110 on Munoz Jr. And then we have 1 unit on Joe Selecki, inside distance at plus 225. And then we have Lonzo Menafield, money line, 1.65 units. And then 0.25 units on the plus 600 submission prop for Alonzo Menafield as well. And those are the bets for the show for Cope's Corner. I hope to see you back here next week and make that money. Appreciate you guys so much and for making the show what it is. Until next time, let's roll, baby.
You ready? Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down. Degeneration. Degeneration. You think you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to? Well, you better get used to the way the ball bounces.